but not Girik. The stables were to be their beds for the night, and, after the Cambulaich and the Macrioges stabled their horses, Osrith, Fergus and Tag took theirs, led by an Aaron's men to a fortress by the river at the bottom of Dund. They held no torchlight, for they did not wish enemies to know their way, and Osrith gripped the reins of her horse as he nimbly navigated over the rocky ground. As they rode their horses along the glen to a turreted castle, Osrith thought about Girik, the wily-faced man who had sat with them at Eochaid's table, as distant a claimant to the Pictish throne as Osrith herself, and on which connection he based his claim. The night they had stayed at Glashku, Eochaid's fortress, Girik had set a trap. Finoli had woken them and they had raced for waiting boats in the Clyde. No mention had been made by Domhnall about preserving Girik's life. This was politics. Domhnall was right that it took its place next to warfare, directing it, adjusting to it. The best leader could observe the environment, orient their forces where they needed them to be, decide on strategy and where to use them. When the army fought, that was the final step which the preparation led up to, and some leaders had very little time to act. After washing down the horses and putting them to feed, Fergus hurried to find them, insisting they were to attend Domhnall. They found him in a chamber just off a large hall, which was filling with delicious smells of cooking food. Osrith hoped some of that would be coming her way. Domhnall, clothed in his blue cloak, with Constantine and Domhnall either side, was seated on the oak throne of Dunnottar, which had made fit safely from Glenorchy. He ushered them into the chamber and told them so. A feast was being held in his honor, so he wished to tell them important news before they ate. It went like this: after the coronation the next day, Domhnall would be marching as head of his army to Scone. He would also be sending a peace envoy south, past Eochaid's country to the new king in Cumbraland. King Guthred, a Dane, now a Christian, was chosen as king of Durio of York, and, too, of Cumbraland. He was once slave to Eochaid, so I wish to ascertain whether we can ally. He looked at his 3 warriors, a serious expression on his features. I send you, my 3 warriors, because I can trust no one more. You will be welcomed at Caligwalad. You will meet Bishop Eardred, in whose vision Cuthbert came to plant the face of Guthred as king. Cuthbert? Osrith asked, astonished. Which saint is that? Tagd asked. He's Northumbria's saint, Osrith told him, her heart filling with excitement. He is as dear to us as Comsil is to you. Then her brain kept her emotion in check. If Bishop Eardred was in a position to declare this Danish man as king, what about Elfric? Did he still hold Bebbanburg? Dirria was Northumbrian and Northumbria long claimed Cumbraland. Yes, Domhnall agreed, glancing a nod to Osrith. Which is why he has the support of the people. You will not be alone. I am sending 2 other warriors from my now vast array of supporters with you. Domhnall's voice sounded full of joy, proud of his support. Then, he lowered his head, as if to confide something crucial. Osrith, with Fergus and Tagd, drew nearer. For this, you are the 3 people I trust most. I have gifts for Guthred, a promise of border recognition when I regains throne. So, this king, Guthred, would never need fear of a war on his northern border, if he agreed to an alliance with Domhnall against Eochaid, Osrith thought. That was a gift worth having. There is more. 2 Norse brothers of the name Thurgilson, threatened to ally with Eochaid. They feel slighted by Harthknut, Guthred's father, for they believe that he promised them Cumbraland. I need to establish their position in Cumbraland, and whether they are a threat to Alba. More than any other Norse, of course. And so, Domhnall's tone changed from instructive to welcoming, and he leaned back, arms open wide as if embracing them. Tagged, Fergus, to the hall. Aneurin will make you welcome, for we are to feast well tonight. When her warriors at arms had left, Domhnall beckoned Osrith closer. Theat is more I need from you, Osrith. I can ask no other. Yes, Lord King? When you are in Caligwalad, Caliol, there is more than friendship and elegance that I need you for. Caligwalad's monastery has a vast repository of manuscripts. I know you can read, Osrith, and I have sent word to Guthred that you are a training scholar at Culdees and wish to read the Cumbric histories. Osrith nodded. What I need from you is to spy, Osrith, Read everything that you can, learn more Cumbric. Anything you can find out will be of value. Do you understand? Yes, Lord King, Osrith nodded, feeling disappointment flood through her. I will not see you crowned? Domhnall held a hand out to her, smiling kindly to her, and she took it. I know you wish to. But to do this, you are the only person I can send, can read 4 languages and you can write them, you can fight. No one else loyal to me can do that. And Eotchaid and Giric? Osrith didn't mean to ask, and she dropped Domhnall's hand, and took a step back, as the king-elect's face clouded. Then, he smiled, brightly. They are a Dunnottar, Domhnall admitted, but are having difficulty holding off Norse attacks. Of those in Pitland who supported Giric, many are now in support of me. Eotchaid's Gorses were too few to defend both Strathclyde and Pitland, and the Picts got few defenders. Harold Finehair has set up in the east, and this has disaffected the Pictish people to those who have declared themselves king. Then I would fight. Osrith gave it one last shot, even though she knew it would be rebutted by her king before she had finished saying the word, then. Your role will be more than I need. He stood up suddenly, and approached Osrith. Will you go? It wasn't a command. It was Domhnall as her leader, who Osrith had chosen to follow. I understand the risks to myself as a girl, Osrith nodded. Woman, Domhnall corrected, looking over her form. She was starting to curve in the waist and hips, and out at the chest, and this was becoming a problem. Her breeches, which had survived from when she had first been given them, in the battle where she had taken Constantine's place, when Ivar Lothbrokson was killed by Domhnall. They were tight over her hips, and shirt over chest. Osrith had not seemed to have lost the larger breasts she had acquired on pregnancy, and wished they were smaller, like when she had first escaped Elfric. Heavy and inconvenient. Why did she even have them when she would never be a mother? It was true what she had told Domhnall, she would wish one day to wake as a man. Your clothes are too small for you, Osrith. I will have more for you. I will go to Caelig Willid for you, Osrith replied. I am your warrior and I will do as you ask. Domhnall stepped towards her and took up her hands, and held them firmly in his own, exhaling deeply. Take no unnecessary risks. Do not reveal yourself to be a woman, but don't deny it if you are discovered, for this will make Eardred and Guthred disbelieve everything. Stick to the plan, Guthred we need as an ally. The Norse Thurgilson brothers, if we can get them on our side, would make reclaiming the throne cost fewer lives. Osrith nodded. That was important. The fewer Domhnall may lose on the way with a battle against the Norse could make the difference between success and failure when, inevitably, Eotchaid and Giric battled Domhnall. I will try for peace, Osrith, on Pway to Scone. We have sent word to Eotchaid to meet him in Glasgow. We will try to form a peace. And if not? If not, war, Domhnall confirmed. And Constantine? Osrith's mind drifted to their argument the day before, at Glenorchy. It was Constantine's idea, Domhnall replied, wryly. Whatever it takes to secure our grandfather's throne. One day it will be his, for when I have a son, he will not be old enough to assume the throne before my cousin. And I do not wish there to be war, like in Iran. All of it was Constantine's idea, and it is brilliant. Domhnall smiled, and walked towards the chamber door, gesturing through it towards the feasting hall. Osrith left, with her new mission, to not stand by Domhnall as he was united with the Morrigan, but instead follow Constantine's plan. One day in the near future, Osrith would have cause to remember Domhnall's very definite emphasis if the word all